Good time, dear students. I am Dr. Jagtar Singh, Professor, Department of Library and Information Science, and Professor in charge, Punjabi University Library, Patiala. I am also President of Indian Association of the Teachers of Library and Information Science, as well as lifetime President of Satkal Trust. Today I am going to speak on school libraries, which is a course component for the paper academic library system. In this presentation, I am going to focus on the concept of school libraries, types of school libraries, need for them, their purpose, activities, functions, and key components of school libraries. But I want to begin this presentation with the eye-opening lines of T.S. Eliot in his famous poem, The Rock. Where is the life we have lost in living? Where is the wisdom we have lost in knowledge? Where is the knowledge we have lost in information? He means to say, in the 21st century, we are having more and more of everything, but less and less of satisfaction and peace of mind. In this context, the role of school and school libraries becomes very important in developing value-based all-round personality of the students. School is the most indispensable place for intellectual progress. Hence, every school must have a dynamic school library. School library cultivates students to become responsible and socially conscious citizens with a stake in the progress of their community and society at large. Dr. Ranganathan has hailed library as a life workshop. School library provides resources for classroom teaching to make it more effective and innovative. The services of a school library must be available to the entire school community, irrespective of their nationality, gender, race, religion, caste, and creed of its users. It must cater to the interests of its users. IFLA UNESCO School Library Manifesto underlines the mandate of school library as given below. The school library provides information and ideas that are fundamental to functioning successfully in today's information and knowledge-based society. The school library equips students with lifelong learning skills and develops the imagination, enabling them to live as responsible citizens. Now it is time to define the concept of school library. Secondary Education Commission highlights the role of school libraries as below. No school can function without a good library, which will be a hub of the intellectual and literary activities of the school and play the same role as laboratory or workshop plays in science and technical institution. According to the National Curriculum Framework of the National Council of Educational Research and Training, NCERT India, the school library should be conceptualized as an intellectual space where teachers, children, and members of the community can expect to find the means to deepen their knowledge and imagination. Now we will be discussing the types of schools. There are four types of schools, that is primary school, middle school, secondary school, senior secondary school. Now it is time to discuss the need for school libraries. School libraries have significant role in extending classroom teaching, guiding teachers as well as students, providing relevant literature to them, helping them in selecting recreational material, supporting them in preparing projects and models, etc. In a school, teacher as well as librarian can help a child realize his passions and dreams and nudges him to fulfill them. Moreover, he inculcates a sense of responsibility and reliance in his ward so as he can work diligently towards a better future for himself. The right of children to free and compulsory education act in India states that every child is entitled to free and primary secondary education. The purpose of school library is to inculcate the habit of reading among children, to provide documents to supplement their teaching and reading, to motivate students towards learning new things, to provide guidance to them in every sphere of their life, to provide light reading material for their recreational purposes, to provide them with comfortable furniture conducive to their learning, to encourage them to use e-documents while facilitating e-learning. Other purposes of school libraries are to help them to become creative writers as well as critical thinkers, to sensitize them about social issues of society so as to shape civil and artistic outlook in them, to provide advanced books to bright students, to assist them in finding relevant information for making them independent learners, to be a hub of cultural, traditional, and intellectual activities. The functions of school libraries are listed below. These are selecting, acquiring, processing, maintaining, and disseminating library collection, providing current awareness service, application of information and communication technology in library, developing bulletin boards, new arrival corner, preparing and displaying news clippings and bulletins, lending services to staff as well as to students. Other functions of school libraries are preparing and implementing library rules, initiating information literacy programs such as InfoLit India, preparing school library budget, stock verification and stock rectification, preparing special programs and services for vacations, reference services such as Ask a Librarian, guidance to staff as well as students in selecting and finding documents. I mean to say the basic function of a school library is to develop information literacy skill among the students so that they are able to attach meaning to their thoughts, feelings, and actions, decisions, and they are able to develop their independent learning skills and critical thinking skills. So, the learning outcomes of information literacy as well as the school library functions and services should be to develop independent learning and critical thinking among students. And the other activities which are performed in the schools are school library helps to inculcate reading habit among users through various activities. Some of these activities are listed below: formation of book clubs, quiz competitions, library week celebrations, storytelling, declamation and debate competitions, story writing competitions, vocabulary and word finding games, celebrating all the regional festivals while making special corner of books about it, playway methods to develop skills in time management, communication, etiquettes, and manners, to encourage students to write their book reviews, to celebrate special days such as World Book Day, International Literacy Day, Environment Day, and so on. Library basically is the best place. It's a silent place for the students to sit, read, and reflect. Uh, it also helps in habits such as reading, writing, running. These must be inculcated in the formative years of the students. Reading offers a vivid adventure, one that can be lived, experienced, and enjoyed to the fullest extent through literature. School library opens new avenues and opportunities, brings together cultures and traditions, overcomes religious and national boundaries, and distills the history of mankind for cultural scrutiny. In today's stressful world, although technology has connected people, yet their innate differences and superfluous traits often re-emerge to recreate discord and misunderstandings. Reading can protect people from the negatives of globalization and modernity. School libraries are also expected to take responsibility of building a platform where students can identify their interests by providing them hardcover and papercover books to take the bull of challenges by horns. Librarians should take initiatives like forming book clubs, inviting writers to speak on their books, display book reviews on the notice boards, and publishing library journals to tap the interests and curiosity of the young minds. A constant and conscious reader always understands the fact that on the surface people might be different, but intrinsically all of them deal with the similar problems and issues. In our country, popularizing literature has not gained momentum till date, and consequently, schools fall short of producing avid readers who spend time on critical thinking, analyzing, and assimilating knowledge. Information literacy is the ability to define one's information needs and then to access, process, and use the retrieved information strategically for obtaining one's personal, professional, educational goals. It must lead the stakeholders from learning to understanding and from understanding to action. Unfortunately, the concept of information literacy has not gained ground in the developing countries. The US Presidential Committee on Information Literacy defines it as a set of skills which require an individual to recognize when information is needed and the ability to locate, to evaluate, and to use effectively the needed information. Infolit India is a pilot project for school students, is an effort in this direction for new generation of learners to make them effective users of information available in any format. This project is aimed at developing the essential 21st century literacy skills in media and library through a number of pre-planned technical sessions, activities, programs, which will make them expert users of information available in any format and become lifelong learners. Information literacy is a beacon of hope and a reference point for schools all over the country to guide young minds to become info literates. Library is a triangle of users, staff, and documents, which are three essential components that contribute efficiently to the functions of a school libraries. Here I am talking about the infrastructure, three components of the library, that is users, staff, and documents. User is the backbone of the every library. Without him, we cannot imagine about the existence of any library. In a school, its students and staff are its users. In most of the private schools, there is a weekly library period that allows students to issue and renew books from the school library, thereby inculcating reading habits among them. Students should also be trained to pursue and sift through information in a library and be taught the basic skills of information technology that can prove useful in locating documents, books, and magazines, and so on. Second component of library is its staff. Competent staff is the hallmark of any excellent library. Library professionals serve as a bridge between the users and the information resources. Trained library staff provides and interprets material to meet informational, cultural, recreational, and educational needs of its users. Gone are the days when librarian was mere custodian. Now he serves as an information professional and facilitator. He is a leader of innovative ideas who understands the mechanism of a library and works towards improving its potential. Besides his administrative functions related to staff, building, finance, and collection, he is also responsible for satisfying his patrons and meeting their information needs. Innovative library staff can reach out to its potential users to make them regular users of the library. At school level, intelligent and tech-savvy library professionals with social and interpersonal skills should be selected as they have to deal with motley of users ranging from primary kids to young adults. Staff should strive to create a relaxed environment favorable to reading and learning. The greatest task of a librarian is to convert the potential user into an active library user. A proactive library professional can also help teachers to plan creative and entertaining modules that will improve overall quality of teaching. Collaboration between teachers and librarians can affect teaching and learning in the classes. A school librarian is a real asset to a school if interested, enthused, and motivated to work competently. Third component is documents, and library must add these regularly to meet users' information needs. A vibrant collection of books speaks volumes and attracts more and more readers. Following is the list of documents generally made available in school libraries. Every library serves to a specific client. For example, in a school library, it houses dictionaries, encyclopedias, popular fiction, self-help books, and other documents with illustrations. Textbooks, journal books, adventure and travel books, classics, storybooks, popular children's series, charts, globes, maps, atlases, magazines, etc. are also made available. Inspirational books like biographies and autobiographies, recreational books, braille and sound books, these are also made available for different categories of users. A trained library professional can also avail audio-visual collection in CD-ROMs and DVDs, e-resources like e-books, e-journals, etc. to provide digital information. Users visit a library to consult, use, and borrow reading material. A library without adequate and up-to-date resources will be a mere archival value. Hence, it is incumbent on a library to replenish its collection of print books and e-documents at regular intervals, and it should subscribe to prominent newspapers, magazines, and journals. If we talk of infrastructure, then from stacks to chairs, tables, and stuffs, stools, etc., every item should be selected according to the age and height of the users. The picture in this slide shows the furniture that is normally used in school libraries. Moreover, for primary school library furniture as well as for the interior of its building, it should be aesthetically attractive and vivid so that it can offer an energetic and interesting environment for its users. Pictures of popular cartoon characters, quotations, etc. can also be painted on the library walls. Separate building fully equipped with proper lighting, heating, cooling, drinking water facilities, adequate space for library staff with essential infrastructure to perform their jobs properly, space for stack area, adequate sitting arrangements for students as well as for the faculty, seminar room, audio-visual room with latest technology are some of the necessities to establish an excellent library. Improper selection of furniture. In this picture, we can see how the students are facing difficulty to get books from the stack of a particular height. So the furniture should be according to the convenience of the users or the library students. Finance and budget for the school libraries. In our country, libraries are still in nascent stage, especially in the government schools. Although several education committees and commissions were set up, but unfortunately, school libraries were not given adequate importance. This has somehow impeded the process of making education available to all. School libraries are at the mercy of government and school management, and most of them have no will to spend on the school library. Application of information and communication technologies. School libraries should also be automated and also be equipped with e-resources and digital availability of information. Online public access catalog, web opaque should be regularly updated along with the website of the school library. These are the basic necessities to cope with the present modern day library. Students demand library services without limitations of space and time, which can only be met through e-library. Access to information is more important than ownership. We are moving, in fact, from ownership to access. Libraries take pride in providing information to their users at a lightning fast speed, which can only be possible online through e-resources and digital documents. Here, it is imperative for library to be fully equipped with latest infrastructure and technology to make the experiencing of browsing books and documents merely a click away. I mean to say the click of the mouse. Inclusive education. Even National Knowledge Commission has focused on three things: inclusion, excellence, and equity. But that expansion should not be at the cost of excellence. A national curriculum framework, inclusive education aims at admitting children to the same school irrespective of caste, creed, color, intellectual and physical disabilities, economic insufficiency, lack of skill and capabilities, sensorial inadequacies, cultural differences, etc., and educating them together. In this direction, school library should also sensitize itself by equipping with lifts in the buildings, wheelchairs to negotiate stairs, braille dots, sound books, text to speech devices, speech synthesizer, laser cane, mobile sensor, page turners, calculators, language boards, spell check, semantic organizers, and many similar devices. To conclude, school library is a temple of education and learning. In Western countries, school library is not only treated like a royalty, but it is also an agent that strengthens the objectives and aims of a school. In India, the immense importance and significance of school library has just been realized, and efforts are being made by concerned authorities to change the nature of school library from a passive to more active mechanism for all-round development of the personality of young minds. In fact, it is well said, catch them young. I mean to say that school library should be a second home for the students, and there should be collaboration between the teachers, administration, and the school librarians, and they should make concerted efforts to develop value-based education among the students and to develop all-round personality of the students. And school library is the first step of the stair to make them uh, dynamic learners and assets for a nation. Thank you very much.